Taiwan's ruling party secures record third term as VP Lai Ching-te wins presidential vote.
Here's a summary of the article.
Taiwan's ruling party, the Democratic Progressive Party, secured a historic third term on Saturday as Vice President Lai Ching-te won the country's widely watched presidential election with 40.5% of the vote. Claiming the island as part of its territory, China has doubled down on the rhetoric that the country's reunification with Taiwan is inevitable ahead of the election. Lai has said he hopes for a reopening of dialogue between China and Taiwan following almost 8 years of Beijing's near-complete refusal to communicate with leaders of the self-governing island. Warning against continued DPP rule, China has upped the pressure on Taiwan ahead of elections by flying balloons in the Taiwan Strait and threatening trade measures against Taipei, which accused Beijing of economic coercion. The 1992 consensus refers to a tacit understanding between the Kuomintang, which governed Taiwan at the time, and the Chinese Communist Party that both sides of the Taiwan Strait acknowledge that there is one China, with each side having its own interpretation of what China means. Lai is looking to maintain the status quo, which means China and Taiwan are two separate, sovereign nations, said Chen Fang-yu, assistant professor of political science at Soochow University in Taiwan. While the tone for relations between Taiwan and China will partly be determined by Saturday's outcome, the upcoming presidential election in the US will also play a huge role.
This post received a score of 4,600, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I hope they thank Ma in their victory speech for the last-minute assist.
I couldn't stop myself from laughing when this aired. Greatest own goal in the history of election own goals.
I don't know much about him, but what their candidate was saying at least seemed rational. It's almost like he got deliberately sabotaged, maybe a grudge or just completely out of touch.
What about what he said sounded rational? In fact, what he said was probably one of the last things a prominent politician in the country should be saying.
Greater than Taiwan's ruling party, the Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, secured a historic third term on Saturday as Vice President Lai Ching-te won the country's widely watched presidential election with more than 40% of the vote.
70% of the electorate turned out to vote too. Fantastic.
I actually know people who specifically went back to Taiwan to vote. Insane.
Damn, that gets my freedom flowing.
I mean, China did all they can to support him by opposing him.
It's amazing that the number 2 economy in the whole world have not figured out basic psychology that sending warplanes and balloons and warships to threaten a country just makes people pissed off.
You'd think they'd learn their lesson. Back in 1996 they used missile tests to threaten the Taiwanese voting population, and the result was that the Taiwan elected its first Taiwan-born president, as opposed to post-Civil War migrants from China.
Also, don't forget the Suyu flag incident.
They dogpiled on a 16-year-old girl? Disgusting.
What do you want China to do? Fight someone strong? They don't want anyone to find out that the paper tiger is real. Much easier to bully kids.
This is the first time one party won a third consecutive term in Taiwan. Edit. Add conservative to make it clear.
Disregarding the days when KMT is the only party allowed in elections.
Oh boy, someone should check on Xi and make sure he's taking his blood pressure pills.
Oh bother.
Daddy Xi is not going to be pleased.
Greater than warning against continued DPP rule, China has upped the pressure on Taiwan ahead of elections by flying balloons in the Taiwan Strait and threatening trade measures against Taipei, which accused Beijing of economic coercion. The balloons didn't work.
It's all bullshit. China is food insecure and energy insecure country. You'd think they play nice with other countries. Japan is the same, food insecure and energy insecure, so they play nice with other countries. Turns out the recent military purge was due to corruption. They are probably not war ready.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.